Hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Tuesday or Wednesday. It's hump day or Tuesday. If it's Tuesday, sorry. If it is Wednesday, it's hump day. Oh, all right. Here we go. Lesson today, we're going to move fast and speedy. First of all, you got a quiz on Friday, so make sure you know all this stuff like the back of your hand. You may watch this as many times as you want. There's no excuse for not knowing this material because you get me whenever you want. You could watch me at midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning or whenever. There's no excuse. None. No excuse. You better know this stuff, suckers. All right. Key vocabulary, rate of change actually means slope, ladies and gentlemen. It means slope. And we talked about this before our CBA. Whenever it's talking about rate of change, you notice things had to deal with slope. Today we're talking about taking things and making them into a linear equation, a line. That means we're going to be graphing lines. Could be a little trouble. We'll hopefully work through it, okay? All right, first, three-step process. First of all, you're looking for a starting point. This is called B. All right, it's our beginning. It's our starting place. Okay, then you'll also be looking for your rate of change, which is considered your slope, or M for movement. Thanks, Stephen, for doing that with me. I know Stephen will do that with me. No one else probably did. Maybe Shaylee, but Stephen was doing it. I know he was. Just kidding. Steven's not even watching. Okay. Next, your equation is y equals mx plus b. Hopefully I've given you enough time to fill all this in. All right, y equals mx plus b, and that should be a good little reminder. We are all ready to go. Let's get crack-a-lack-a-lack-and ding-dong. Here we go. First of all, Lynn is tracking the progress of her plant. She's got a little plant, a little bitty plant. She's got a little plant. Today, the plant is 5 centimeters high. The plant grows 1.5 inches per day. All right, let's first of all find that starting point. This looks like a starting point to me. That looks like my beginning. Today, it is 5 centimeters high. Then I'm going to look over here, and anything that has per onto it is going to alert me that it's going to be a rate. It means it's going to be going up at a certain time. All right, now people are knocking on the door. Probably Caden Bobber, because he likes to wander around the school during basketball time. And he's a poser, just so you know. He's a poser. He says he's going to basketball, and all he does is just wander the halls. All right, so my rate is 1.5. Anything with per on it, you know, is going to be a rate, so that's going to be my M. Now I'm going to plug those suckers into that equation. Y equals my rate, 1.5, x, plus my beginning, which is 5. It's really that fast, guys. Really that simple. Not too bad. All right, pretty easy. What will the height of the plant be after 20 days? So I'm going to take this 20 and plug that baby right in there. Like, it's kind of like that little operation game. You know, when you take the tweezers and you got to be real careful and not to... Don't touch that 1.5. Just the x. Take the 20 and put it into the x. So it's going to be 1.5 times 20, very carefully, plus 5. All right, so figure this out. 1.5 times 20, 30, plus 5, 35. Inches, cms, tall. So after 20 days, this plant will be 35 centimeters tall and will take over the world. Moving on. Next. 4 minutes. You guys have no idea how many times I have to videotape before I get the perfect episode. I've already recorded this like 5 times. Just nothing didn't feel quite right until I feel the right little jive. Then I post. Number 2, Mr. Thompson is on a diet. He currently weighs 260 pounds. He loses 4 pounds per month. Ooh, all right, hold on. This seems like a beginning. He realized I weigh too much. New beginning, I'm going to lose 4 pounds a month. So he's beginning at 260. He loses 4 pounds. You see that word per? Remember, that should just tip you off. That is my slope, m. So righty linear equation, it's going to be y equals, well, my rate, and it says loses 4 pounds. He's not adding 4 pounds, is he? He's losing, so that's going to be negative 4x. Plus, where did he start? That 260. So we're going to be removing 4 pounds every month. Okay? Now, graph the equation. This is where it gets a little trippy, because this is going to represent months. So I'm going to have like 0 down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. Okay, so just so there. Now, I don't want to go all the way down to 0. I'm a little lazy that way. Let's have this go down to like 220. Let's say this is 220. Now, I know, whoa, you guys can't even see anything. That was embarrassing. I'm going to say that's 220. Now, let's say I go up by like 4s. Now, you know, I'm lazy here. Let's just go to 250. We'll say this is 250. That's 251, 52, 53, 54, 55. 255, and that's that mark. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 260. Look how lazy I am. Look at that. Here we go. Okay. All right. So that's 260, 255, 250. Perfect. Now graph the equation. Well, he starts off 0 months. He's at 260. Then he goes down 4 over 1. He loses 4 pounds. 1, 2, 3, 4, and he goes over 1. Then he loses 4 pounds. 1, 2, 3, 4, and he goes over 1. So he's going to get that little slope action going on there. Do you see that? Okay. No, graphing, you don't have to be specific. You can start wherever you want over here, but just so long as you do meet your slope. My slope is by 4. You are going to want to pay attention to that. All right. Now, after how many months will Mr. Thompson reach his goal weight of 220 pounds? Okay. Now, remember, is X. What does X represent again? X is my months, right? So I'm actually wanting my weight is 220. That's actually going to go into where my Y is, isn't it? So I actually want it to be 220 equals negative 4x plus 260. Now, I'm going to change color here for a second. Alright. So, that's an equal sign, by the way. 220. Because that is my weight. And remember, weight is my y. I don't know if you can see that. Weight is y. So I'm going to minus 260. And I have a negative 40 equals negative 4x. Now I'm going to divide by negative 4, divide by negative 4, and I have x equals 10. This is all algebra, ladies and gentlemen. All algebra. How many months? 10 months. Now, you might be able to figure this out. If he goes down by 4 every time, you might be able to just do it by hand. Okay? You can do it by hand. Perfection. Otherwise, you might want to stick it in that formula and be 100% sure. All right, let's keep going here. I have to eat, and I told my wife I was going to be home right now, and I still have 5 minutes. Maybe I should give her a call. Just a second. Okay, she cool. She cool. She cool. She's making some soup, and I need to go pick up some kale. Okay, and it is 6 o'clock right now, so I got to get crack-a-lackin'. Okay, next one. Oh, let's write in blue since I'm on it. Paul opens a savings account. Ooh, that looks like a good start. That looks like a beginning. He starts off with $350. He saves $150 per month. Ooh, per. That leads me to believe that I got myself a movement, meaning it's going to go up $150 every month. Write a linear equation. Y equals 150 x plus 350. There we go. Not bad, right? Graph the equation. Let's graph that, baby. All right. Graph the equation. Okay? Graph the equation. And so, since I started at 350, it's going down 150 every time. So, for every one, so I may as well make these, wow, 50 Jaggers. Let's start with 0, 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, 300. So every mark is going to be 50. 350, 4. All right, I think that brings me to fine. That's 400. And this is going to be months again. And remember, X is almost always time. And this is going to be Y. So Y is money. And we'll just say 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just to give it a little bit of play here. All right. When I graph the equation, I'm going to start at 350. So 350 is between, start at 350, right between 400 and 300. And then it says go down 150. That's 150, 100, 150. Sorry, not go down. He makes 150. He's going up 150. Come on, guys. He's actually adding 150, isn't he? So he's actually going to be going rising 150. So he's going to be going up to 50, 150 over 1. He's going to be going up pretty fast. Then another 50, 150, 150 over 1 is going to be there. So we're going to get this little graph that goes something like that. Okay? Now, I don't have it on our, I have it down here. It says, after how many months will Paul save more than $2,000? Now remember, once again, this is the money. So where does money go? X or Y? It goes in the Y. Y is money. So I'm going to go 2,000 equals 150x plus 350. Now you need to do algebra on this baby, and you should get an answer. The answer, after you do all of this algebra and solve for x, you get x all by itself, right guys? The answer is 11. 11 months. Okay? He will have in 11 months, if he can do this. I know this writing is horrible. It looks like nunts. Months, that's way better. That is just perfect now. So 11 months, he will be able to reach his goal. All right, we got one more minute. Let's try and make the most of it. Okay, population of Bay Village is this much. That looks like a beginning. Village increases by this many people. That seems like a movement. It's going to be Y equals through 750 x plus 3,000. Okay. Graph the equation. I'm going to skip the graphing. We're going to go right down to C just so we know. All right. I'm the least worried about graphing. In approximately how many years will the population of Bay Village exceed this many people? All right. Now remember, time is always x. So you're always going to have time in here. Let me just say, so time is always x. So we're talking population is my y. So once again, I'm looking for about how many years will it take for this thing to exceed this many people. I'm plugging 50,000.